got your seatbelt still buttoned up? Make sure you got your seatbelt on. Okay. At that time, I had built this real nice house, was married, and wrestling, I had messed up my shoulder, and I had to have shoulder surgery, and they went in and they cut off like an inch of my collarbone. It was all jacked up. So anyway, so I wasn't able to wrestle, and I just got to the point where, you're dealing with a lot of stuff, and here's the deal. I started going through a divorce, and there's a small child involved, and there's no excuse for it, but, I went into a little bit of a depression, and I'm sitting there, here I am going to lose my kid, losing my house, and I had probably 10 friends that I could have called and, got enough money to, sustain me to get myself out of this mess. But that foolish pride kicked in. And then I got thinking, hey, look, I'm an Army Ranger. We either find a way or we make a way. So I said, well, where's the money at? It's in the bank. I had this little Honda motorcycle, and I just put on this helmet and just go in there and just demand the money. Don't need no weapon or anything because they train to give you the money. So that's what I did. Went to the bank, told them to give me the money, jumped on the motorcycle, and left. Well, I don't know if you know this or not, but I'm a believer. I'm a Christian. And nothing could beat you up worse than yourself or your conscience. And so I'm like, okay, this is wrong. This is so wrong. So I went and called my lawyer, met with him, told him what I did. And he knew a friend of his that was an FBI agent. He called him. And then we met at the office, and I turned myself in. So the thing is that one of the worst things that happened to you in your life actually turned out to be one of the best things that can happen to you in your life, because I think I needed that. I know I didn't need to go to jail. I mean, I promise you, the first time when we met with the FBI agents, there was 2 of them, and we talked in the office for about an hour. We went over all this stuff, and we walked out, and they said, we're going to have to put the handcuffs on you. They said, we like you. We know you're a nice guy and all that, but, our policy is, and when they put those handcuffs on me, I've never been handcuffed before, and I was thinking, if they would have just let me go right then, they would have never had any more problems out of me, because being handcuffed was one of the most humiliating things that could ever happen to you. And I was rehabilitated right there. But, that's not the way the justice system works. But anyway, so a lot of things happened when I went to prison. I ended up going to prison for 8 years. And I went to school. 8 years, I went to college. I got my degree in theology, and I'm a preacher now, and I got my degree in small engine technology. I just went to school for 8 years. That's what I did, and it made a better person out of me. It made me the man that I should have been. And so. What the devil meant for bad, God made it good. And that's my testimony now. And I use that as my testimony. That, I tell people, like, we all go through something. Everybody go through something. But the thing is that a lot of times we'll stop and wallow in it instead of going through it. Like, you got a tunnel you got to go through, and you get halfway through the tunnel and you stop and start wallowing in it. No, you got to go through it. And the worst thing you can have is to try to deal with things on your own. Depression, I promise you, it will break you down like a shotgun. And so what you need to do is you need to talk to somebody. And I think that's what I needed to do. I needed to talk to someone. And I didn't, because I thought, hey, look, I'm an Army Ranger. I can do this. And I'm harder than Superman's kneecaps, and I can do this. No, I'm human just like everybody else. I got my faults just like everybody else. But the thing is that it's how you deal with them. And if you got that stupid, foolish pride, it's going to bring you down. Let me put you this way. God can't use you when you're proud. If you know anything about multiplication and mathematics, when you have a fraction, you have to reduce it to its lowest common denominator before you can use it. So before God can use you, you need to be broke down to your lowest common denominator. Then He could use you. He can't use you while you're real proud. He can't. Just like math, when you want to divide or multiply a fraction, you got to reduce it. And that's what happened. I got reduced. Best thing that ever happened to me. I turned those lemons into lemonade. I am the most blessed person in the world. And not because I got a lot of things, but a lot of things, good things have happened to me, man. Everybody think when you're blessed or you got a lot of money. Yeah, I got a very beautiful home. I got a very beautiful wife. But so many other things that happened. I've helped so many other people. I've talked to people. I went to prison and talked to people and let them know that, hey, it's not where you start, it's where you finish. And to go in there and to talk. I go to visit prisoners and then talk to them about where you come out on the other side of this is either going to make you or break you. I said, people make mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. People make mistakes, but it's fools that don't learn from them. You could tell a kid, don't touch that stove, it's hot. They don't get it. They touch it one time and it burns them. You never have to tell them again. See, we learn through two different methods. We learn through repetition, and we learn through the intensity of the event. So touching that stove is pretty intense. You never have to tell them again. They'll walk past the stove and look at it and go, hot. They'll point at it and go, hot. They understand. So my point is that I am so blessed. Now, listen, I'm a pilot now. Can you believe that?
I believe it.
I'm just saying. That.
Mm-hmm.
Let me put it this way. There was 5 things in my life that I wanted to do. First of all, I wanted to jump out of an airplane. No, my first goal was to be a wrestler. I did that. My second thing I wanted to do was jump out of an airplane. The next thing I wanted to do was learn how to fly a helicopter. I did. I went to flight school, learned to fly a helicopter. Then I wanted to learn how to fly an airplane. I did that. And then I wanted to marry the most beautiful woman I've ever seen. And I did that. So I've done everything. So when I tell you that I'm the luckiest guy in the world, the most blessed guy in the world, I mean it.